The Oil Sands by Abby and Lodum.
Oil sands, which are also known as tar sands, are causing many issues. These problems are both health-related and environmental, not to mention very relevant. Despite the evidence, the corporations refuse to shut down the operations because they bring them profit. So the heads of these companies lie and create confusion so that the public is unable to understand what is real, making them useless against the issue. The oil sands release 13 different toxins into the environment, including lead and cadmium, which are also known to cause cancer. The tailing pond above the Athabasca River is leaking, and the exhaust release into the atmosphere from the power plants is spreading.
The oil sands are the largest industrial project and also the most destructive. Compared to regular oil companies, the oil sands release as much carbon dioxide as Peter Griffin from Family Guy does. The oil industry is the largest industrial contributor to climate change and has the second fastest rate for deforestation. As the tailing pond leaks into the river, it poisons the water, causing deformities in the animals and cancer to the people. It also makes animals stranded, leaving them to die as the tar makes them unable to move and hunt for their food. This issue is occurring in Alberta, where the oil sands such as Fort McMurray and the Athabasca River. It is also in Saskatchewan within the Saskatchewan Oil Company and spread throughout other various parts of eastern Canada.
The people living in these areas, as well as close to them, are the ones affected. It has been a very noticeable concern within the First Nations living next to the Athabasca River as they rely on it to live. They have been developing rare cases of cancer and the majority have died. Another way to look at it is that they are getting crushed by the heaps of money that these corporations are making and are being shoved aside as annoyances. This happened because the government allowed the companies to do the examinations and they neglected to account for the evaporation from the tailing ponds or the other sources such as dust from the mining sites. The lack of this knowledge has led to the amount of pollution being created to be 2 to 3 times more than what they thought it would be.
A globally responsible citizen is someone who contributes to the earth in a positive way. This can be anything from keeping your house clean and as eco-friendly as possible to going and protesting things such as oil sands. A global citizen is also aware of current and global issues and takes responsibility to help with the issues as much as they can. Anyone can become a global responsible citizen at any time in their life. All you have to do is start doing your part to help keep the earth clean and working for as long as possible, and also not only doing this for your country, but also all of the countries as a whole.
It is important to become a globally responsible citizen because if you are a GRC in a more developed country such as Canada or the USA and you decide to be interested, you can help places such as Africa where they aren't as well developed. You will then be helping others that at the moment can't afford to be global citizens due to the issues in their country, making the burden easier for them to carry and make them want to put a bigger effort into helping people in other countries.
This is not fair. We have become so greedy and so revolved around money that we don't even care about the people we are affecting and the long-term effects our actions will have. The oil companies are polluting the earth and us. They are giving people diseases that lead to them dying and doing nothing about it. The current situation will not be able to continue. There are multiple reasons for this, but the biggest and most important reason is that the oil is a non-renewable source. So there will come a time, and it will be coming sooner than we think, when we run out of all the oil that we have, and we will have to find something new.
The First Nations are getting ill, and people are asking the question of, why should we care? Let's have a look at something that interests us, like money. As we stand there blabbing about how much we have better things to do, we need to pay more taxes because healthcare costs go up due to the increased amount of people who need it. Also, while it may be a problem with just the First Nations at the moment, the poison that leaks into the Athabasca River flows up with a current and leaks into our waters, creating a very concrete possibility of us getting these illnesses and having these problems. Finally, we are creating a mentality that we don't need to care about anything that doesn't interest us. If we are all taught this, and this is what we teach to the next generations, we are going to turn into a society of selfish and cruel people who only do things for their benefit. We'll fall apart quicker than we come together because once you fall, no one will help you up.
I don't think we can fully change the situation, but we can do things like spread awareness about it to try and help out. This will allow more people to help out and try and change the situation themselves. Along with spreading awareness, we'll do our best to educate people on this issue so that they are not just aware that it is a problem, but so they know the consequences and have the option to do something about it for themselves.